Oh, here we go. Nice. Nice. I was a little bit afraid I wouldn't be able to fix the microphone once I saw it not working. Do you hear me well, guys? Um, Gringo Steve, you bro, do you hear me well? Because it's been like a long week without any online streams about Steven Seagal, our sensei. And tonight, well, or today, depending on where you live, for most of you, I assume it's gonna be the day, not the night. All right. Anyway, as I can see, you most likely hear me well. Just always want to make sure because I hate when stream starts and it's and the first 15 minutes a guy just talks to his unplugged microphone. From the other hand, this is not a big deal when it comes to my online streams. Yes, because they won't be viewed otherwise after they are alive. Maybe a few of you guys are watching it in recording. Anyway, today it was so hot weather in our city, and so it was like about 40 degrees Celsius, and I went to the market to bring some fruits and vegetables for a party for children. I wanted to make a little party since they didn't go out today, since it was unbearable heat. And now I don't know. I feel a little bit fatigue. Right, yeah, that's the correct word. So yesterday, yesterday or maybe the day before for some of you. For me, it is already the day before. Yesterday, I released the video about The Foreigner, the video I've been working on for 3 whole goddamn weeks, and it underperforms heavily. Nobody wants to watch it, and I think that it is due to maybe boring subject first place. Maybe people got tired of Steven Seagal, or maybe they got tired of The Foreigner because it is a very boring movie, and I worked my ass off to make it a little bit more fun than it really is. It's one of those movies you watch and you just wanna sleep because it is so incoherent in every single aspect. Nothing happens, and you sometimes you hear about such things and you might think that, bro, then make the video shorter, like 10 or 15 minutes maximum. Why the hell was it 22? Oh no, it was 19 minutes in my final product, or my final video, but the whole complete script was for about 26 minutes long. A video about The Foreigner for 26 minutes long. Imagine that. And the a little bit edited script but uncut version I released on my YouTube channel for members. It was like about 23 minutes or 24. Yeah, I cut out about 5 minutes. And hesitated to cut out more of that. Hesitated. I should have. I should have left maybe 14-15 minutes maximum, I guess. Why so hot? You're in Greece? Not very far from that. Not far from Greece. Seagal needs all the time it takes. I can't disagree with you, Brian. How about you? How are you doing, bro? How are you doing? But you know what? After that little rant, I feel a little more energized now. After my little complaint. I'm glad to see familiar faces. So guys, today I wanted to watch Seagal versus Van Damme by Sensei Seagal. I wanted to watch this video very much, but postponed it to watch it only with you guys. And also I didn't watch it before I made the video because I was completely busy with it. Wanted to release it as soon as it is possible. If you are subscribed to Sensei Seagal, let me know in the comment. In chat. Are you subscribed to Sensei Seagal, or do you watch his videos? Some of them. I like his style.
Steven Seagal could destroy Jean-Claude Van Damme in a fight.
What the hell did you just say?
Whether it be back in the glory days of peak athletic fitness, or now in their twilight years, Sensei Cuddly Bum.
Wait, did he use the music from Bloodsport? This is gonna be demonetized in instant. If he used the Bloodsport music, but I can, if I hear it correctly, it is playing on the background. I sub to Sensei too.
Has the edge over Mr. Van Varenberg.
Who the f is that?
That's right, JCV.
This is music from Bloodsport, bro. I think he has some problems with the content ID claim for his video, and I don't know if we should watch it, continue watching it, or what. Of course, Sensei Seagal videos are always great. Nice.
V had to change his name to JCVD because he was hiding out from an ass-whooping from Seagal. I know what most of you are thinking. How could that tubby, narcissistic, lazy blob possibly beat the muscles from Brussels in any physical pursuit? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to
That's what I was asking myself for.
Body of evidence that will leave you speechless and 100% certain that I'm undeniably correct.
Look, I'll be the judge of that, all right?
Now, there is a story floating around about JCVD coming after Sensei Pom Pom at a party and then at a nightclub afterwards.
I'm very familiar.
But it's obvious that the details have been heavily skewed. It was the other way around. I happen to have that on good authority.
I'm focusing on listening to music rather than on listening to Sensei Seagal. Because, as I told before, this soundtrack is perfect. It is perfect soundtrack for an action movie.
Already from a highly reliable source, a one master Steven Seagal.
Jean-Claude Van Damme fall off a motorbike here going about 6 miles an hour. Is that true he got in a fight with you?
No. It'd be like me squashing an ant. Come on.
You, Larry?
Thought he said he did like a spinning double twist kick
double
or some
kick.
shit.
It's
Like one in front of it.
If he sees me, he runs.
Said that he whooped some Aikido ass.
What the hell is he talking about? If he sees me, look at his face. Look at his face, bruh. Look at how he is trying to be convincing in his words. Come on. He's so injured. He's so butthurted by their words. They are clearly, and I think that they clearly see him for who he is, and calling him out with his bullshit, but they don't want to be that obvious in front of camera and stuff, but they kinda do it. And he's so butthurt with that.
I don't know.
Come on. If he sees me, he runs.
Sounds true.
What people don't know is that at one stage, Jean-Claude and Sensei Shitnuts used to be BFFs. You heard right. Legend has
No, they weren't. Steven Seagal had no BFF. Who could be Steven Seagal's best friend? Any suggestions, guys? You can come up with clever ideas in chat, I will read them up. But after that, I think that I will have to remove this part of today's online stream because of this awesome, but protected with fair, protected content piece of music. We can protect ourselves using video content on YouTube, but sound and music, for some BS reason, you can't call it out and say and also this is, let's be real, this is, he's playing like full soundtrack. Steven Seagal versus JCVD is like squashing in hand. If Van Damme was asleep, then maybe he would squash him not as an ant, but he could squash him with his belly. But if Van Damme was awake, I'm not buying it. Best friends of Steven Seagal obviously would be Frank Dukes. They would get in a fight in 2 minutes. An imaginary, but fight. Yeah, it would be imaginary fight of two bullshit of fighters. And I have no idea who would win in this in this situation, Frank Dukes or Steven Seagal. Maybe Frank Dukes, because Steven Seagal doesn't have that ability to bullshit verbally. He would be just mumbling some incoherent stuff, and after that run away crying like a baby. Maybe shit in his pants. I don't know. Today I feel like a little bit angry. I think I begin to get a little bit more mad at Steven Seagal after watching more videos, more movies of him. At first I was more on a positive side, but I won't let it go through to my videos. They will always be neutral or respectful and positive in his. But here in online stream, I think we're kinda on the same boat with you guys. They should do a movie or fight, by the way. Two Supermen meet each other. Seagal sees his best friend every time he looks in the mirror. He thinks he's his best friend, but I don't think that he is best friend with him either, because that so much shit he's doing to himself. You don't see friends doing this to you.
As it, Seagal was upset because Van Damme was stealing all the young trim for himself, and this upset Steven.
For example,
Of course.
because of my big legs and karate, I can do the splits no problem.
This is where things got personal, with Seagal opening up about his feelings.
I'm deeply hurt. Your words deeply hurt me.
Van Damme doesn't play that emotional and stabs a knife right through the heart of Sensei Snotface.
I hear all kinds of bullshit every day, pal. You want some advice? Take your fancy clothes and your black silk underwear and go back to Disneyland.
After that, their relationship was never the same. The beef intensified, with each one taking aim.
Was it really this thing on news? I don't know. I've seen this frame somewhere, but I don't know. I don't think that Sensei Seagal did that. But if he used this clip, is it? I think it was edited. But can you imagine they go live on TV with this look awesome look. Seagal sees his best friend every time. Okay, right. Yeah, that's about him being his best enemy.
With the other, tit for tat.
I think Steven Seagal has such a good presence, and he should lose some weight, and I think he's got lots of charisma.
Tough love here.
Even though sometimes he speaks bad about me, it's all bullshit. I think he's a nice guy. I would love to see a Steven Seagal in part 3.
Me too. You know what, guys? I would really love to see Steven Seagal in the one of Expendables. I think that they have made already the movie, that the last Expendables for now, what it is gonna be, the part 4. If only there was a Steven Seagal, I would watch it with pleasure. If he would be a bad guy, I think. Or a nice guy, but as a clumsy sidekick. You know those dummy sidekicks that are there only for cheap laughs. Not like Donnie, because sometimes I feel that I'm his sidekick. No. Like Rob Schneider, for example, in any movie. Black silk underwear. I need to get this. I think that it is just for women.
Lose some weight, can be a little more fast.
He's put on the pounds.
I met the guy a few times. He's a nice guy. Doesn't like me much.
Van Damme. Do you know Van Damme?
No.
you heard of him? Let's start with him.
No,
Steven.
Van Damme. No. Never heard about this guy. Who the hell it is? It's like Ozzy Osbourne talking about Justin Bieber. Who the F is Justin Bieber? But he was honest. And here you know he's bullshitting, because then the very next phrase here, you know him. Yeah, okay. And don't try to tell that you meant that you didn't know him personally or stuff.
And, what do you think of his work? As a martial artist first.
Can we change the subject?
He stars, right? I mean, he was like a champion somewhere, and right? I mean, you...
I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere.
He thinks that it's a matter of opinion that... is there any basis to your thoughts about that? Because a little bit earlier you claimed you never heard about the guy.
We never got to see them fight, but we can analyze their respective physical abilities to determine who would kick the shit out of the other. I will definitively prove, using various key categories and quantifiable metrics, that Sensei Sleazy Slug would wipe the floor with Jean-Claude Van do the splits.
I can do the splits. No problem.
Before we begin this in-depth, critical, objective and absolutely necessary analysis, I would like to take a moment to shine a light on today's sponsor, Blur. If you're a company who thinks that advertising on a bald moron's channel will somehow improve the credibility of your product, then you should definitely contact me. I don't know how you were put in charge, but we should definitely
I don't know, since Seagal, bro. The sponsorship, you know, those YouTube guru strongly recommend not to deal with those kind of deals. Some of them want to... Anyway,
guaranteed to
I think that Steven Seagal should be in our commercial to pay money to not to make videos about him.
Negative 5% monthly.
Yes!
I would also like to say thank you to all of you legends for your continued support. We blew past 15k subscribers and I couldn't have done it without all of
He
you.
has no sense of humor at all. Did you guys watch my video about Steven Sensei? Excellent performance at Saturday Night Live. It is very, very hard to find footages, but I found them. I enhanced the video to be high definition. because what I found, it was barely watchable, and made 3 videos covering all aspects of that notorious performance, notorious cooperation with him with Saturday Night Live team. Every Seagal fan does the splits as well in their dreams.
Like literally, it would actually be impossible to do it without you guys subscribing, so thank you very much. But truly, my friends, I do enjoy making these videos for you all, and as long as you guys enjoy watching it, let's keep this little symbiotic relationship of mutual pleasure rolling on.
Yeah, this is the since Seagal. This is I didn't put like on my main channel because I didn't watch this video, bruh. Of course I should do it, but here I just don't. I use my
Seagal could just
like what is it called? Incognito thing. Bam. Yep. I placed like 1,800 likes. Whoa. He's killing it, hey. 1,000, almost 2,000 likes. I barely get as much views. Yeah, Donnie was right. I'm really nervous about this like thing. And by the way, guys, if you're watching this stream right now, just put a like. Put it a like. It means a lot for us. I mean, YouTubers. Bob Marley, bro.
now on to the death battle.
Bye-bye monetization for this video, or for this online stream. I wouldn't get my few cents out of it.
Okay, so both of these slim and shredded gods were known for their supreme flexibility and kicks, but in completely different ways. The charming Jean-Claude was known for his wide range of flashy kicks, but according to his brother Eric...
Damn it, kid. How many times do I have to tell you? You don't win fights with that tip-tap shit.
Well, Eric, I think Tong Po would disagree with you on that one, mate.
And Chong Li and Moon as well.
Sensei Lightning Legs was more of a gut-height front kick kind of bloke. Nothing above 90 degrees. No need to overexert yourself. Efficiency over flash.
Yeah. This.
Both men were known...
Damn, when Sensei Seagal uses so many footages from so many different movies, I just don't know if he is storaging them. Has he seen all of them? Because sometimes I just wonder how the hell does he, where the hell does he take all of these footages? He makes videos much more frequently than I do, and still he has all of those footages from all kinds of different movies for different phrases, for kicks, for example. I can understand running. You can find Steven Seagal running everywhere because everybody knows how it looks. But kicking, it also, yes, it does also look like crap. Not even close to these air split kicks.
for their jumping, or in Seagal's case, flying kicking abilities.
Yeah, Loc Van Damme has some extremely impressive physical qualities, or at least he used to. He still does, as I saw. I don't know, but at the moment, but a few years back, he demonstrated his splits, his famous splits. But if we talk about kickboxer, what he did there was not kickboxing. No, not at all. He is not a fighter. Kickboxing is more of a fighting martial art, which you kinda can use on the street. But bruh, isn't he champion in kickboxing, by the way? Because I saw his sparring with, or even not sparring, maybe it was a real like contest fight. It looked like kickboxing. And what we saw in No Retreat, No Surrender, it also looked kinda like kickboxing. By the way, the fact that Van Damme kept calling the art Muay Thai only made that movie even more embarrassing. Muay Thai, do you mean it in kickboxing? Did he call it Muay Thai? Tom Paul looked a little bit like Muay Thai. I don't remember this movie well as Bloodsport. I've seen it several times, at least several dozens times, but it was so many years ago. Steven Seagal also pretends to know Kung Fu. If he calls Kung Fu this girly slaps, then yeah, he's mastered it.
Back in the 80s and 90s, JCVD was the spin kick god, before Scott Adkins and Tony Jaa started doing all this flippy shit. Big Jean had a silky, sexy, smooth jumping spin kick that was so awesome, it had to be shown 17 times on repeat. And I think we can agree, it was damn
It was a little bit uncomfortable.
Worth it.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I've made a video about Jean-Claude Van Damme. On the first repeat of his movies, and in every Van Damme's movie there is uncomfortable scenes.
It looked awesome. Sensei Crotch Sniffer developed
If you don't understand what I mean, his lower back
technique that, to this day, is still used by modern-day fighters.
Years ago, and I've been perfecting it all these years. It's fake low and come high and do that kick that I've been teaching you and kick him in the head or the face.
An ancient technique taught solely to the Great One. The run and launch front kick Sensei Pig Snout perfected was so rarely seen that many did not believe it even existed.
I remember being on set and on Deadly Ground trying to get Steven Seagal to throw a front kick. And Steven Seagal could not teach Anderson a front kick that he can't do himself. Come on.
I managed to obtain rare archival footage of the big buck.
This is a kick level of... Oh, I don't even know what to say about this kick.
Buffalo passing on this wisdom to Lyoto Machida, an ex-UFC.
Why even use such thing? It won't work anywhere. In like contest or a street fight, it wouldn't work anywhere. You're just like kicking a football.
Punch! Punch!
This is going to be a short little analysis because it's obvious who the winner is. Van Damme is probably more well known for his fanciful feet than his fists of fury. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, some of Van Damme's punches are really horrible.
I know how fake they are, but they still look meh. Because when I was a kid, they didn't look all that fake, and they looked disgusting. I mean, those broken limbs and stuff.
Sensei Babala doesn't really throw punches. He throws people, pushes people.
That's the whole Aikido is pushing people. The whole Aikido, according to Sensei Seagal. I know, Dan Alexander, you told me that I should be considering your guy's words in his abilities in martial arts and his sword technique. But they still look like shit. Just today I watched Pirates of Caribbean with the kids. There were those sword fights with the Jack Sparrow and Will Turner, they looked much more impressive than Sensei Seagal with his katanas swaying sort like that.
Clotheslines people. Slaps people. He waves his arms at people. He snorts at people.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
He doesn't really punch them, unless he's ripping off another movie.
Hey.
And with all that in mind,
What the fuck was that? A silly wobbling. So, no, he is a champion in European style full contact karate. Oh, karate, alright. Which in Europe was still just. I don't know, guys. It writes to me that I have some internet connection problems. Yep, in the movie he kept calling it Mutai. You can watch it again and see, alright. Mu, like a cow does. Bloodsport is still one of my faves because of the fun factor. I have to rewatch Bloodsport with a new approach, I guess, with a more mature approach, not like a kid. I always, when I rewatch it, I always, as if I transport to my childhood and watch it as a kid, as I used to. Yeah, I see how cheesy it looks sometimes, but at the same time it looks very spectacular, and this combination with the awesome music, this what makes this movie for me big time. If you kick someone in the balls with it, it will work lol. I just can imagine a guy running at me like Steven Seagal showed where it was to make this kick. I would probably die from laughter.
One kick kind of bloke. Nothing above 90 degrees. No need to overexert yourself. Efficiency over flash.
Where is he running at the guy?
Both men were known for their...
Oh yeah, I want to try to find it.
Clotheslines people. Jean-Claude Van Damme was
Something
a specimen of a man back in his
I
day.
didn't really
He
want.
knew it. Whenever possible, and I mean whenever feasibly possible, that shirt was coming off and those magnificent beefy glutes were going to be on display front and center. In my sexuality, I can say this.
Sorry, I'm definitely straight. Like, I only like girls.
The coke fiend Claude also holds a record for the most badass splits in a movie, all while wearing as little clothing as permitted in a movie. But when it comes to the ultimate physical specimen and Hitler's wet dream, it has to be Sensei Flatulence. Gaze upon his shredded and toned body.
What the fuck is he? What the? I told you guys he chose Aikido just because it doesn't demand from you to be in physical shape like a alleged sportsman. You could look like that and still be considered as an action movie star using an martial arts which requires you only just push people around, and that's it. That's kind of it. It worked You know, in school, I used to fight a lot, and this kind of pushing sometimes really worked. For once. After you push the guy, he always comes back. And this time he is pretty much ready.
If I was a 12-year-old boy, this would be my dream physique.
I'm a fighter. I've fought all my life.
I'm not even going to bother comparing their bodies now because Jean-Claude looks better than I do, and Sensei Seagal looks like a giant land whale.
You run like a girl.
Now, I must admit, I hate running. I do not believe in running unless I'm being chased. I'm more of a resistance training kind of lad. But when I watch Jean-Claude and see how funny he makes it look, I'm almost tempted to give it another crack.
I probably won't.
We all know this category is a foregone conclusion, because nobody runs like the big daddy of the dash, the fleet-footed funster of fat. Sensei Bitch Tits glides with the grace of Lizzo doing ballet, combining the spirit hand circles technique coupled with the shit my
when he runs, and actually when he fights as well, he reminds me of those airy guys at the gas stations that waves hand like here, 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 and when he runs, he looks like that. There is air pumping them up. They do this thing like that. Seagal looks exactly like that when he runs and when he fights as well, bro.
Pan's face. Sensei can reach speeds of up to Mach 5.
As fast as a bullet from a gun.
Oh yeah, dancing. I'm good. Why?
Oh, dancing. Yes. Nobody can beat Steven Seagal's dancing.
Boxer and Bloodsport were some of my favorite movies, and I still love them. Up until I saw it in Space Ice videos, I thought I was the only person who truly appreciated that awesome dance scene with JCVD. It is one of my most favorite scenes in any movie, period. Look at this man cut up the damn rug.
That was the greatest thing my eyeballs have ever seen.
But come on, he played the totally wasted guy in the club, so what do you expect? This is kind of dance you can see in any nightclub when you see a guy really trying to dance.
Fun fact, this wasn't even in the script. Jean-Claude just wanted to boogie, and the world is a better place because he did. Now we have Sensei Shakalaka and his enchanting mating dance. Many of you will be familiar with it already, but for those who aren't, watch here as he tries to court this innocent woman with his sensual swatting and flailing. There is a rumor circulating that she stole the cookie from the cookie jar, hence why...
What was he thinking about? Pretending he knows how to dance in front of actual dancers in some... I don't understand. How on earth can a human being... This is the most ridiculous of what Steven Seagal did in my mind. In front of all of those cameras, he decided, I can dance like those guys. Why not? All they do is... So he goes in front of those people who actually could dance, because I watched this report, and it was before that actual dancers danced their traditional dancing, and after that you show up to show this. I don't understand. What was he fucked up high? How could he possibly come up with such an idea to show off this in front of everybody?
Sensei Saggy Balls is overly aggressive with his tubby arm waving.
I want you dead.
This is ridiculous.
Now, if it isn't abundantly clear, I am a huge fan of the most famous French sound.
This is my top, I guess it is my top one, the most ridiculous things he ever did. I can understand when you just have fun on wedding or something, but when you see the traditional dancers, professional ones, who show some performance and suddenly decide that I can do better than them. Why not? You're not having fun. You're flexing. Because you have fun and you can dance however you want. Like Van Damme there, it was in a movie. It was a little cafe or bar where he was chilling and playing wasted guy. It was in the movie and I don't see any problem with this scene. But when you are visited, it is like me, I don't know. I've been to Native American reservation and in Montana. And I can just imagine me walking around in some circle and trying to replicate the Native American dancing. How would it look like? There would be some people dancing around and they would just, this looks simple, let me try. And after that try to replicate, and even though I still think that I would come up with something better than he performed. It didn't even look like dancing. It looked more like self-punching in Rosenrot by Rammstein when they punched themselves, singing Rosenrot, oh Rosenrot. And Steven Seagal. Watching JCVD for me is like looking in the mirror. It's a nice self-awareness. His arms are like pedaling the air in front of him. Yellow Jacket. JCVD was the best thing that ever happened to or in Hong Kong, period. There were a couple more things. Why would he move his body like that? Offering JCVD dance lessons could be a real business opportunity. When you chill, guys, you can dance however you want. Just go ahead and dance. I guess we are all past that age when it is appropriate advice, though. But last year I went to a lot of different dancing and had a lot of fun. But I practiced some shuffle dancing and pretty good at it. But without that, I also had a lot of fun dancing without knowing much moves. So I don't see anything bad when Van Damme decided to dance. What? Can you explain me maybe in chat? What's the big deal with his dancing? Maybe I just can't see it, but it is there. High on himself, as always. His behavior dancing there is like an insane man or an extremely intoxicated man. Did anyone hear? I didn't hear, as you can see, say about Steven Seagal anything. He has a lot of sins, but I don't hear anybody talking about him drinking or taking some other substances. Did anyone hear the original music soundtrack of Seagal performance? Yes, of course. Maybe we would dance the same way. Then don't just... Maybe, but not in front of cameras. Dance that way in front of your mirror in your flat. The dancing of his looked like one of his best kung fu scenes. Pretty much. But still worse. That those BS kung fu scenes are also ridiculous. How on earth does he come up with ideas that he can perform something he doesn't have a clue about better than those who actually can do it in front of cameras? I can understand when you perform it in front of your friends, maybe, I don't know, you want to flex, and there was some those people who can pretend that they can do something but they really can't, and pretend. Or for me, for example, watching a lot of blood sport in youth, a lot of us guys who pretended that we knew karate and could fight like in blood sport, like JCVD, for example, also pretended to be, but we were kids, 12 years old, come on. We were not 50 years old grown men in front of cameras. Dancing is not a problem. Not knowing how to dance and trying to do and pretending you know what you're doing, no, that is a problem. Not knowing how to dance and trying to do that, that's basically what it is all about. You're expressing yourself and having fun. If you even don't know moves, just move however. I saw a lot of awkward dancing. I went to those I don't remember how they were called. Maybe you have never heard about those gatherings where people gather and they just dance however they will, without any judgment. They turn off the light and stuff like that, and you can dance, you can move however you want. However, you're just expressing yourself. You can pretend you can dance or even dance like in styles. I don't see anything bad about that. I would prefer to watch. I don't even prefer to watch. I would prefer to hang out with that guy who dances like an ass, like a penguin, flapping hands in a club or in a bar, than with a guy who just stands there looking awkwardly around, not daring to move. Not being told no enough is why he did it. To my mind, when people saw him doing that, all they could think of was yes, more. Explain in the comments the positive one, where on JCVD dancing in the Thai club. Did anyone hear the original music? No, I don't know what you're referring to, gringos. Where on Seagal and Singh performance? In Kazakhstan or wherever? It was in Chechnya. It's part of Russia. And then the JCVD should give evidence listening. Yeah, my concern about JCVD is about this back bottom flex. I think he was kind of proud of it. It still is uncomfortable. This is what I wouldn't do in front of cameras. Well, regarding why he is doing things he knows nothing about, well, Seagal is definitely the kind of a man who doesn't know his limitations. He thinks he's good at everything. He strongly believes in it. Yeah, I think that he doesn't only think, he is convinced he is good at everything. Self-awareness, self-confidence, that's what, yes, overconfidence himself. I'm wasted, sorry for the typos. I'm going the same route maybe. Well, regarding why he's... Okay, yeah, I want to see Seagal walk up to some really skilled breakdancers and try to bust some moves. You wish, bro. We all saw his kicks. Waving hands and swaying and flapping and slapping air in front of him. This is the hardest thing he can do. But I would actually want to try to see him shuffling, yeah, or swinging for that matter. That would look so awesome, right? Yeah.
Dude that isn't even French. But unfortunately, he's completely outgunned by the most well-trained martial artist.
This is one of the funniest channels I've subscribed to. I mean the Sensei Seagal, or even mine. If you mean mine, yeah, I appreciate that.
Artist that isn't even a martial artist. All joking aside, who do I think would win if they were to get into a fight? I think Michael Jai White would annihilate both of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
I feel like Seagal would be the guy talking tough, but would always have an
This
excuse.
is not about how you know how to fight, for example. Yeah, I think that Michael J. White would kick both of those asses. But this is not about that.
To fight.
I gotta get home for dinner. Yeah, me too.
Jean-Claude seems like the charming type of bloke who'd go from enemy to drinking partner in the space of 30 seconds.
Kind of pretty. I don't know if I want to fight you.
It would have been a dream to see these two go at it in the ring, or in a street fight ideally.
That's true. This is true. If I would have a lamp of Aladdin, this is what I would ask him for. To watch sparring in their best shape.
Sensei dirty tactics with eye poke, crotch strike, scratch and do all sorts of dirty shit. So I think Seagal would ultimately win.
What are you fucking nuts?
He's also 6 inches taller and 20 kilograms heavier. Well, not now, obviously. He's more than 200.
Guys, what do you think in chat? Who would really win, Steven Seagal or JCVD in a real fight? Considering, yes, that Steven Seagal is much taller, and I mean in their best shape. Say when Seagal was in above the law or marked for death, and when Van Damme was whatever. He was in pretty good shape and still is. But let's say 90s zeros. Who would win in that? Or we can take the Seagal 35 or 36 and the Van Damme 35-36.
Grams heavier than Van Damme, but back then. So, what do you think? Who's winning a fight between JCVD and Sensei Skidmark? Let me know in the comments, my friends, and spare no details. Do you agree, or you think JCVD would wipe the floor with him? It's hard to tell. I don't really rate any of them necessarily as supreme martial artists and fighters.
Is he for real? I don't know. Is he for real, or is he being sarcastic?
We're living in a world of MMA now, so it's very hard to look at these guys as legit badasses, but for their time, I love JCVD, what can I tell you? Alright, Seagalians, until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please think about liking and subscribing if you haven't already. New Bullshito video coming up soon, and many other things that will hopefully provide you with some entertainment and levity, if only for a moment. As always, have a ripper day, be kind to someone you don't know, but above all, stay awesome. Peace, legends.
This is a nice video. For sure. I mean, for real. A nice video for real. Michael J. White is pretty good, and so is Scott Adkins. I barely know who this Scott is. I keep on seeing this name, but barely know who the hell the guy is and where could I watch him. Michael J. White, I know him only because of Exit Wounds. But after I saw him there is no doubt in me that he would kick both of asses. And after that I saw him like doing also fighting scenes. The guy, this is the guy who knows who would kick ass in street fights. In their best shape, JCVD, I don't see Seagal defending against JCVD full strength kicks. I don't see Seagal defending anything. Fist fights are also. Still, they have to make spectacular movies like JCVD and this. They could meet in the one movie. There was a movie. They could meet in Under Siege 2, but none of them wanted to play bad guy, and one of them had to. They couldn't be the two superheroes fighting helpless terrorists who can do nothing against them. So there should have been one of them a bad guy and one of them a good guy, and they didn't meet the agreement because didn't want to portray a bad guy. Pity. Bran Foster is one of Seagal's movies in 2013. Force of Execution is the only element in that movie that makes it bearable to watch. You can watch that movie and make a review on it too. Dan Alexander, have you watched Steven Seagal's movies? Legitimately? Legit. In a street fights and say Seagal would win by sitting on the seat, but that's if he can catch him. Yeah, that's the whole problem of shorter guys against big guys. I can tell that for myself. Fast moving. Scott Adkins starred opposite Michael J. White in the movie Undisputed. Alright. I haven't watched any movie of any of them. Just watched Michael J. White in Exit Wounds, and when I also made a video about making of Exit Wounds, and Steven Seagal being an ass on set of that movie. There was this interview I watched about Michael J. White, and I wanted to just check out what he can do. And also in Exit Wounds, also he showed up some impressive stuff, I guess. It looks more believable than, for example, John Wick's stuff, or of course Steven Seagal's. More convincing. Ben Foster should join the independent effort of The Last Committee. Are they filming it? Or they are just talking about it? Or maybe it is done? But either way, guys, there was so many sequels to Bloodsport, none of them make any sense. Bloodsport 2, Bloodsport 3. How many Bloodsport do they have? Matters only the first one. The first one was so, to my mind, if they don't get Bolo Young in it, for me it is a dead movie. I have watched his movies. Man, Brandon Foster, however, is a very good actor and, like I said, the best martial artist in Hollywood today. Ben Foster, huh? Right above both Michael J. White and Scott Adkins. In action movies about martial arts, I like to see flashy stuff more. But watching Michael White in clips was pretty cool. He has this like mass power. You can see the guy is destroying people with one kick. When you see Van Damme doing his split kicks and air split kicks, they look nothing like they can destroy anyone. I don't know. They look light. You can see they fake. When you see Michael J. White kicks, you can see that you are not going to survive one of these motherfucking split or a kick. Now I'm going to be like Steven Seagal. Look, I'm your father. I'm your papa. Look, I'm your big papa. Oh, yeah. I also wanted to watch The Foreigner from maybe Red Eye Reviews. Or Red Eye Reviews, his Boom Boom, bro. Yeah, and guys, by the way, I made this community post about Donnie the Penguin. There was a concern from a guy about the new co-host. So would want to would appreciate you share your thoughts in chat also about him, because as for me, I kinda enjoy the guy, but can understand there could be people, but mostly there are positive comments under the post. I read all of them and was very glad to see people liking. Last Comedy is a Kickstarter project. Cynthia Rothrock and Bill Blanks are already part of it. Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about that Kickstarter project. What does Cynthia Rothrock has to do with it? I don't know. I mean, with Bloodsport. If they want to make some nostalgia, or that the whole idea is to make a nostalgia movie, it doesn't have to do anything with the Bloodsport in general, but together old B movies, martial artists, and make it something like Expendables, gather some action stars from the past and try them to gather up and to do something. How do they call that? Such of gatherings. I can't. I know how to say it in Russian. I don't know how to say it in English, and it doesn't matter. You know, you get the idea. Oh, Sensei Seagal, hey, how are you doing, bro? Yeah, that was a nice video of you. I wanted also to ask you if you're going to continue doing videos about our great martial artist Sensei Seagal, or you're going to shift a little bit to explore some other areas. And also, About the music you used in this video, did you get demonetized for that? Because I think that it a little bit fucked up my today's online stream. Using Bloodsport soundtrack, but since of course Seagal's songs were very pleasing to hear. I wish there were more role for him like in Machete. Right, where he team up and he is not the main lead star. So what was I talking about? Watching the latest Red Eye reviews. Or watching some The Foreigner. Or do you guys know The Brain? Thanks, lad. I'm glad you enjoy the and they give you a little chuckle. True. I like your style. Watch all the videos. We should one day team up and watch some stuff together on an online stream. Would be pretty cool. Brandon Scott, hi to you, bro. Do you guys know this guy? Because I found out about him only when I was looking for some reviews about Steven Seagal movies. He is out there for years, like for a decade. There is a whole playlist about him: Mercenary, Shadow Man. But I have to say that maybe they didn't age well. They are not all that funny, unfortunately. But still, they are about Steven Seagal, and so it plays a big role in making videos funny. Oh, he has only 7 videos about him. Really? Only 7, bruh? You got most views out of those. He was pioneer in this genre, mocking Steven Seagal. He was the first one, I guess so. Because I haven't... You see, this was made 7 years ago. How about that? 7 years. Does anybody have any video review, Seagal review, more than 7 years old? And the things back then were different than they are now, and standards were different. But the guy, unfortunately, the guy didn't change a lot. And I watched his recent videos; they are on the very same background. He is just a little bit older, like all of us. but he doesn't have the Foreigner. Okay, anyway, I guess that Red Eye Reviews has it. This guy understood that Steven Seagal is a pretty good, and while it is pretty fresh in my mind, I just want to watch one little review. It was uploaded to YouTube 7 years ago. The actual video is like a lot older. Really? Really? The actual video is a lot older than that. Like, how lot? He is a real pioneer in this genre then. He's the father. He is the big papa. For me and Sensei Seagal, for example. And Space Ice, for that matter. And for the Red Eye Reviews. Of course. He is the big papa then. Brain Films. By the way, Alex, the Bloodsport music wasn't a copyright issue. I got copyright hit for 7 seconds of Seagal movie footage. You can dispute that, and I can give you the. I get those claims each time I make it. Not each time, but 9 out of 10. I didn't make 10 videos. So. You got the idea. 80-90% of videos I make about the movies, they get copyright claim for using the materials out of those movies. You can dispute them easily. I even have a template I use, like just simple copy paste, and after that they reject the dispute. I make another dispute. It is called objection or something like that. I don't remember. And they have only 7 days to reply to that, and the next day they dismiss the objection, because the main thing is that the copyright claim for music, this is hard to dispute, even if you use 10-second little clip. You can't object it. Otherwise, you really can hurt your channel, and they can make a strike for it. But for footage movie, it is easy peasy. So, if you haven't done that yet, just do it. For the Foreigner, my video now is in dispute, by the way. And it is, let me see, ever since I uploaded it, it went to dispute for copyright claim. Yeah, they still didn't review it, the dispute. Film Brain Vids were hosted on that guy with the glasses. Yeah, I know. I know that his base. Will you sign a petition to have Steven Seagal in John Wick 5? For certain. More than that, I would even tell everybody else to sign the petition, to ask them, to let them know about that. So if you are to start it, you have my full support. If we could see Seagal beat up by John Wick, I'm all for it. If Seagal would beat up John Wick, I'm all for it as either.
Well, a very warm yellow-tinted welcome to all you Kung Fu kids. Welcome to another episode of Karate Corner. Today's movie makes less sense than any of his movies so far. I've watched it twice, and I still can't figure out who everybody is, if they're good, if they're bad. I don't know. It's like the board game Clue.
So this is not only me and Donnie the Penguin, who doesn't understand what the hell is happening and what do those people want from each other.
Ooh, only we don't have any pieces. The movie I speak of is called The Foreigner. Why is it called that? Well, the same reason as other movies are named China Salesman, Gut.
No, in this movie, The Foreigner has the explanation, because once he is speaking to his brother, Sensei Seagal, Big Papa, boldly claims that people in other country call him foreigner. That's very unusual and very descriptive, but that's how it is.
Shot straight or urban justice? He just throws a dart at a big old dartboard of names, and that's the movie. So let's get into it.
And also, I think that they justify traveling from country to country without any reason, by the way, without any reason given for this name. This is the only thing I can come up with to justify why they traveled from France to Poland. Poland was there for no reason at all. For that matter, France also didn't matter. I don't know what France had to do with all of that. The whole movie could be filmed in Germany or Poland. Pick whatever country you want, but don't just switch them random moments for random people. Once at one moment they are in Poland, then boom, next shot they are already in Germany or in France.
This is Red Eye Reviews.
Great beginning. Like I told you on your own review on the movie, which is good, I watched before, it was suspended. It is not suspended. I just didn't get monetization from it. But it is on escrow, so I will finally get my monetization for that. It is just gathering somewhere, and after they review the dispute, it is going to go, all the money I gathered from the video will go to me or to them from that escrow. But it is monetized and it is already on the channel. But they will reject the dispute. In 95% of cases it happens that way. After that I make another dispute, and this is unrejectable. You have to go to court and claim and try to convince judges that I used your footage without, not in a fair use, which my videos comply totally for fair use, and Sensei Seagal's as well, by the way. And Red Eye Reviews and Space Ice's videos also comply fair use. Maybe not in the same manner, but Sensei Seagal's totally do that, because he uses all other footages, he uses he transforms the meaning of the video just like me. Space Ice also does that, by the way. He transforms the plots of the movies. Nobody could ever understand the plot of The Foreigner. Plot, okay, it is one thing, but there are some other things that you can't understand or explain either about this movie. Not only plot is unbearable. Please compare The Foreigner by Jackie Chan, this one by Master Steve. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Maybe. Just like, for example, the bigger channels do. Compare those things. I didn't do that. This video is also pretty old. 2 years.
Alrighty, you know the drill by now. Let's get that plot synopsis. And believe me when I say this plot is so simple that it doesn't make any sense. Like at all. So many people doing things and Some are bad. Maybe they're good. I don't know. Well, I'll try
By the
my
way,
best.
did you know, guys, that those shots from the beginning of the movie when he watches soldiers changing their shift, that was actual footage from, I guess, from actual news or TV or something, that they were not shot for this movie.
Jonathan Cold is a former deep cover operative who now freelances as a deliverer of high-risk packages. Who is Jonathan Cold?
He is deliverer of high-risk packages, but once the package turns out to be high risk, he refuses to deliver it at instance.
Old, you ask? Well, 5 minutes in, and we see a way too attractive lady, so I can only assume he's nearby. There he is.
If you really love me, you be jealous.
Please don't, Stephen. So, while John is preparing for his father's funeral, Alex Marquette asks him to take on an assignment.
So it's good it's not suspended, I misunderstood then. They can suspend also, that's one of options for a video. For example, for Saturday Night Live, you guys might think, might know that they suspend this issue, this episode with Steven Seagal, and they ban it from everywhere. They don't allow people to see it, so I went for a risk. That's why I divided the video for 3 parts. First I made it, it's how making of, like gathering mostly interviews about SNL. The second I made the test review of episode of sketch with Hans and Franz, and only after that, and when I realized that they can't do anything about that, I made the third video about covering the whole episode, and I forgot only about one sketch. So I thought that they will suspend, and when I uploaded a video for members of channel with the uncut version, it was banned, but I disputed it and then won the dispute, and after that I continued working on it and uploaded the final version without any risk.
Him and his buddy Dunwar agree to the job, and they eat an entire deep-fried pig? What is it, like noon?
Not
Dude, France
Steven.
is awesome.
Not Steven. He always sits at tables, at empty tables. He is not eating in his movies. He is eating behind the scenes.
Job is to take a package from France to a wealthy dude in Germany, but when they go to this farmhouse to pick up the package, they get attacked. And Seagal chooses the worst hiding place of all time.
True.
10 years ago, buddy, you would have fit behind there, but those days are behind you. So John fights the bad guys and goes back to his employer, saying that it looked like a setup. So now Seagal believes his boss is trying to kill him. The boss insists he isn't, but then Seagal changes.
What makes you think so? What makes you think that this is not the boss? I thought it was just a random bro who hired him as a freelance delivery boy, high risk packages, but he can only deliver packages that are without high risk. That's how professional our sensei Seagal is.
Changes course, wild cards it out, and leaves this note. Whoa, okay, give me a second. That made me real dizzy. But yeah, he now claims that Dunwar knew the bad guys. On the way to his dad's funeral, John talks to another old guy in an airport. I think this is his old boss. But then out of the blue, he's like, karate.
No, he was ambassador of... They showed the table, the sign on the building that it claims that he is the United States ambassador in Poland. Why did he meet him at airport? And why did he show him those pictures? I have no idea. Why the guy on the stairs, on the escalator, attacked him? I have no idea. Why didn't he? He didn't attack him. He just said, "Hey, wait a minute, buddy." And Steven Seagal goes full ninja. Full ninja goes this guy. basically. Steven Seagal just makes sure he doesn't hurt himself, his arms, waving them as far from him as it is possible.
And he walks away, meets up with his brother, and heads to the funeral. Meanwhile, Dunoir thinks the employer wants to kill him now for being tied
He heads to funeral before meeting the brother. In the movie it was like that. He stands somewhere in the funeral, apart from other people who gather for the funeral of his own father. He stands somewhere way behind. From his family there was only him and his brother and some soldiers who didn't give an F about who is being buried. And after that he just teleports in his brother's apartment. There is nothing except for a table and a few chairs in that apartment. And I still don't understand how he got there, because he meets his brother and they speak like they haven't seen each other for ages. So they didn't speak at the funeral before them, they didn't meet there, didn't have an opportunity, I guess. And then somehow Steven is just there at his brother's apartment and chilling and looking for some old pictures, digging in his brother's stuff for this album with photos.
The first fight,
and after that they were yeah, it's nice to see you, nice to see you at least.
I honestly don't know his incentive here. He somehow thinks he can disguise himself if he holds a food tray. So what better way to do that than just kill the servant? Nailed that death fall, by the way. Very natural. Then he walks in and it works. These dudes saw him like yesterday.
She wasn't told she was going to die, so she didn't rehearse this scene, I guess, because maybe it was his like improvisation. Why not kill random people and every people I meet? Not these guys, though. No, I wouldn't kill those. I will give them the guns. They wouldn't search my socks in case I have some other guns, because I already gave them two.
Didn't they? Oh, you're a servant delivering food? Well, let's take your guns first. Why a servant has so many guns? We don't know. We ain't paid to ask questions.
Let us have your guns first. That was not that bad.
Then he talks to the employer and just decides to kill that guy too, with a secret gun that the guards didn't find. Those are some really, really bad henchmen. Then he just doubles down, or triples down. He steals this guy's car. Yeah, why not? Kill that guy too. Also, the camera editing in this movie, yeah. Oh, what has Seagal been doing this whole time? Just making some phone calls in the dark.
May I ask who's calling?
No thanks, I'll call back later.
That's a great answer. May I ask who's calling? No thank you. Then we cut to the United States, and I guess these guys used to work with Jonathan Cold, and these guys also know about the package he's delivering for some reason. So this dude goes to Europe to kill him, and I think take the package. Everyone wants Seagal's package, is what I'm getting at. So Seagal gets to Germany and stalks the rich dude's mansion, who asks for the
package with the old newspapers. I didn't show it in my video, decided to cut it out, but there are old newspapers and an old recording. The full black box from the plane that had been crashed ages ago, a decade ago. And some photos. They picked them up, stuck them in one package, and asked the most idiot they could find to deliver it from France to Germany. On his way, instead of delivering, he walks in to recipient's house, kill guards, do shit like regular Steven Seagal's shit. And at the end, he doesn't deliver the package to anybody. That's how professional he is. But instead, they made a tape of those records from Black Box. They make a tape. So what's the point of this whole package if they could make a tape from the very beginning.
Package. Why doesn't he just go in and give him the package? I don't know. We don't know. But
Yeah.
Seagal leaves, goes back to the hotel room.
Let's just make photos of some random girls. Why was the daughter, that girl, was so important? To whom? He shoots her, he talks about her to random people, but all she can't even jump over the rope. She can't do even as simple kids stuff as that. Even once.
What the hell happened here?
Nice, very natural. I could really feel your concern with the situation. This dude demands Steven takes him to where the package is because he also knows about the mysterious box. I can only assume he took a crash course for this accent because he sounds like this.
Asphyxiation, thereby cutting off oxygen to the brain.
So they go to the train station
And
where
he
he hid the
keeps on
package.
ranting for a good 2-3 minutes straight. For no reason. He appeared in the movie only to be blown.
You fucking rat!
And the editor must have gotten fed up with how slow Steven walks. That's my only explanation for that.
No, this was
So they get
this movie. Phew. This move was pretty cool. This the only thing, because all of those other flashy editing when they switch from face to gun to victim and all of that in seconds, it looks like student experiments in editing. But this one looked kinda okay.
To the package and they go to the
Especially
bathroom
if
to
we
open it,
consider
and
the
it's
air.
a bomb. Yeah, that's right. Steven set a trap up with a fake package just in case this exact scenario were to go down. So now
This is why he didn't. This is why he didn't pick up the guy's gun right there in the apartment or in the hotel room, wherever he was placing. Just, oh, nice! That's so cool to see you, bro. Here, I just coincidentally left a bomb in the train station with a lot of innocent people who didn't do anything bad to me, but now we can have a use of it. I wouldn't take your gun like I do in all of my other movies, and in this movie also. He will take a gun from another black guy just so I could blow up the whole building. Nice, bro.
Steven's suspicious the guy who wants the package is trying to kill him and take the package that Steven's supposed to give to him. Probably should have given it to him yesterday. You know, Steven probably just left one of those.
I would also
"Sorry."
want to kill the delivery guy who would do the same shit as he is doing, instead of delivering my delivery.
We couldn't deliver your package. Slips. Damn UPS. So Seagal sneaks into the rich man's house. That's some
It's
pretty
not
quick
Seagal.
moving there, buddy. You're looking real good. Did you lose 40 pounds? Nice, man. Oh, wait, no. Gain it back, huh? Well, win some, lose some. Oh, also the American dude shows up in Germany and checks into the same hotel under Steven's name. So Dunwar shows up and he's on a killing spree at this point. So he just wants to kill Steven too? Well, maybe. Maybe he's turning a new leaf. He didn't kill this lady. No, spoke too soon. Well, that is his character. Kill everybody and smoke cigarettes. Can't fault you on that, buddy.
True.
So he goes upstairs and tries to kill Steven.
Wandering around Europe, killing everybody he meets, while smoking is killing himself.
But it's a surprise. It's the American with a shotgun. So Dunwar is dead, blasted out a window. And the American...
Maybe one day I'll do a collab. Nice. Yeah. We should probably go on and watch something like that. I can't do it with Donnie, you know. But sometimes it's a good thing to have someone to back up. Because my English is still lacking some experience. Really, Steven gets knocked down so quickly and easily. Where? The rapid fire edits in this are sloppy as hell. Yeah. Not the worst part of the movie though, but very irritating.
American makes a call to his boss on the coolest phone ever. Do you guys remember how cool these were? So now our good guy American goes looking for Seagal to kill him. So I think that makes
2003
Seagal
it was
back.
a pretty decent one. I can tell. At that time I had Nokia 3311.
Guy, unless this guy's a bad guy, but I mean he hasn't done anything bad yet, so we'll see. He does, however, see the car Steven drives and gives chase, only to find out that more than one person in Germany can own a silver Mercedes.
Four door. He called to ambassador and I told him he is driving 4-door silver Mercedes. The next reply of ambassador is, Jesus Christ, 4-door silver Mercedes? What is he rich? Mercedes in Germany? Jesus Christ. That's the whole reaction of ambassador was to his call. No kidding. And I always wondered what did he had the same thing from the...
God damn it, dude, you too? Oh, gotta move your name over to the bad guy column now, so thanks for that. At this point, Steven is like, what the hell is in this package? Everyone's trying to kill me, including the dude I'm trying to give it to. This Amazon Prime shit's getting so dangerous. We see the box contains the black box from a plane crash.
Yeah, you see his Red Eye review, he just cut out a whole many parts also. I should have done the same actually, I guess, because he attempted to open the package 3 times and got interrupted by one phone call. He was about to open it up, as I told in one of my online streams before. Not one of them though. He holds things very weirdly. So to open the box, he raises it up to his eyes and knife to his eyes and looks a little bit out of them. So he looks straight a little bit above, but holds them very up. I don't understand what the hell is going on. Maybe he is secretly doesn't see that well. Why does he take things like that and doesn't look at them?
And conveniently enough, every shred of evidence anyone would ever need to convict this old rich man of shooting this plane down with a missile. I don't know who put all of this together, but thank God it's in some trusty hands like Steven Seagal. He's going to take good care of it. And he ruined it.
A Seagal team up would be... Steven's team up would be epic. The rapid fire is sloppy. Sloppy kind of bloke festering. I like it sloppy. The editing in a lot of later Seagal movies is like that, to cover how bad the action scenes got. But here they are not like that. They are not covering anything. They have no purpose rather than to show off, I guess. I don't know. Because most time they are only about from the shot of the gun, pointing straight to the camera, to a face of the guy who is pointing the gun, to face of victim, and all of that. This doesn't make doesn't make any sense.
God damn it, dude, really? Why? What, were you actually expecting files to be inside?
We got 30 years worth of files right here in this computer that are gonna bring you down! Where'd all the files go?
And when Steven leaves, he runs into the American.
You know, you kind of look like Ray Charles.
Okay, dude, you can't just say whatever comes out of your mouth, buddy. So now the American is like, take me to the package. And Steven's like, oh, sure. Wink, wink. I'll take you to the totally not a trap package I set up all across this city. Just drop.
The hitman guy also asked him, "No funny stuff, like, no trap? Didn't you set up a trap for me, huh? You don't look that trustworthy." And Sensei is like, "No, it's not a trap," with his famous notorious smile. And the black guy is like, okay, yeah. Alright, sounds legit.
Drive me to this abandoned building out in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, that's where it is, sure. Yeah, here it is.
Here's the desk. Little barbecue.
Dude, great one-liner, man. I was wondering if you would sneak.
Thanks, Red. I wanted to leave it also in video, but then decided to cut out. But it is one of the greatest one-liner. Little barbecue. When you throw a disc at someone with a bomb sticking to the disc on a bubble gum, I would come up with something like, how could it be like a one-liner if you put a DVD disc with, say, Half Past Dead into a DVD player? Don't chew it. It would be for a VHS player. Wrong side. No. Wrong side when the guy blows up and falls into the river. Wrong side. What do you think? What do you say? A little barbecue? Did they think a little bit about that one-liner? What does the newspaper say? The newspaper were pretty accurate. That's not very frequent, very often when you see in movies, especially from 2000s, that they replicate Russian words in correct manner, that they say accurately, that about airplane crash and terrorists attack, and for some reason they are
Conveniently enough,
Indian market of weapons.
Every shred of evidence anyone would ever...
There are, like, some Americans died in avia catastrophe.
...need to convict this old rich man of shooting this plane down.
And there it goes with the fight for Indian weapon market continues. I didn't see any Indian in this movie. India is in Asia. It is pretty far away from Poland or France or Germany. What does it have to do with anything?
Yeah, very good. Very natural. But, which to you. But out and leaves. Man, I was wondering if you would sneak one into this movie. God, you're so cool. So now the American's dead. But we think he was a bad guy, so we're happy with that. Oh, and then Dunwar shows up. Wait. Did the writers forget that they killed you like 20 minutes ago? Anyways, he found Steven somehow.
Okay, let's be fair. They actually showed that he used to wear a Kevlar jacket. Safety jacket. Bulletproof. It doesn't explain why he survived the close-up shoot from the shotgun and the fall from the second or even the third floor and walked away.
And he wants the package. But this lady opens the door, distracting him, so Steven knocks him out and leaves. I'm sure he's not going to come back a third time. Oh, and real quick, this lady's the rich guy's wife. She also wants the package, which every one of their mamas want this package at this point, so that should be no surprise to you. But she's a woman, so obviously Seagal stands no chance, and he instantly trusts her. So he shows her the black box, which
they become
changed size, shape, and color. So, yeah, that's what we call in the movie biz dropping the ball.
I also suggest you figure out something to tell your daughter about who I am and why you're going with me here.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Solid voiceover.
He threw a compact disc at the guy and it exploded. Didn't you see that coming? The cringe one-liner he clearly thinks are cool are a staple of late-stage Seagal. One-liners were cool in 90s, in early 90s. But this is not a cool one-liner. The servant now wants to kill Steven. I think that in this movie everybody wants to kill anybody. For that matter, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you have a face, you're gone.
Work there, buddy. Very natural. Then let's make it even more complicated. Steven's brother gets asked by Steven's old boss to bring Steven in. And his brother's like, cool. So Steven and his brother go to dinner, and his brother plays it real cool. Yeah, very good. Very natural. But his brother gets cold feet, and then they try to get away from the people that want to arrest Steven. But I'm sure it's going to take some pretty...
Once
clever tricks to get away from there.
We lost them.
You lost them? Dude, they walked outside and turned left.
Yes, but it's fair to say that the guys from the KGB or KFC or whoever the hell those guys were, they didn't manage to get outside. They clearly showed us that they went to another hall and got lost completely.
They try to get away from the people that want to arrest Steven, but I'm sure it's going to take some pretty clever tricks to get away from there.
We lost them.
You lost them? Dude, they walked outside and turned left. Okay, well, they got away. So Steven goes to meet up with his old boss, who also wants the package, but surprise, surprise, he already
got all the information from the black box on this little tape. So what was the whole point of this whole chase for the package if there is not one copy of that? You can easily duplicate the tape. You know that. Even back those days. You just need a 2 cassette player. And what such a good information can be kept in a black box from a plane which was crashed? Did pilots talk about compromising stuff?
has the tape somehow.
Well, that tape's not going to do any good for anything anymore.
Well, yeah, no shit, Steven, you ruined it earlier in the movie. So Steven tells the guy he messed up coming after him, and he goes to walk away. Wait, Steven, didn't you forget something? Yeah, there you go. Be like all the other bad guys in the movie. So Steven goes to break into the rich guy's house who wants the package. And honestly, I don't know why he just doesn't give him the box. Like, his job is to deliver things, so just do it. Anyone want to guess who shows up? Yeah, Benoit. He's not dead. But the two of them are like, let's break into this mansion to yell at this rich guy together. So they just team up really fast. That makes sense. But then they get inside and
also Space Ice noticed that they hold the pointer of the gun covered with this rope. True professionals, guys. True professionals. Just look at it. What? Where are you aiming? At this rope?
They just team up really fast. That makes sense. But then they get in.
He keeps trying to recreate his first few movies again and again. Even though that stuff isn't taken as seriously now. Yeah, pretty much. He pretty much doesn't realize that it doesn't look that cool anymore since 1994. It was a UFO site recording from pilots. Why not? That's the best idea. That's the much better idea of that. Much better reasoning. Flight data cockpit conversation. Flight data? There was a plane with tourists.
Inside, and yeah, same old killer trying to kill things. Also, the camera shots in this movie are really, really bad. Anyways, we go into another mansion-y room with a desk in the middle of it, and we meet the rich guy.
The desk, the empty desk. You can imagine that the rich guys sit in an empty museum. What's the whole point of Steven Seagal filming in palaces and almost museums all the time? They try to convince us that rich guys live in completely empty, made out of stone rooms and spend their time sitting at the empty table staring at them without any clue that some people are there is gunfight in their yard and the guards are taken out. They just only no, it's cool, it's fine, like that dog in that meme that where the whole room is on fire and he's like sitting there. It's fine.
We have 10 minutes left in this movie, but we finally see him. Cool. He's like, give me the package. And Steven's like, no, I like your wife better. I'm gonna give it to her. And he just leaves. And then Benoit shows up again. Literally can't die, this guy. And he talks to the rich guy. And of course they know each other. Yeah, apparently they've been working together to kill Steven the whole time. And I know it kind of feels like I'm doing a poor job describing this movie, but I swear to you, I'm giving you all the information. He then loves killing so much, he just kills the rich guy. And we'll rewind that. I rewatched this scene about 5 times. It's like some weird backward gun thing, and it hits the rich guy at I really can't figure this out.
Yeah, at first I thought that it was a gun with a screwed gun. After that I got the idea that it is some kind of automatic weapon. Obnoxious. But that's not the main question. The main question is, why the hell did he kill him? What was their relationship? And if they need the package, why do they kill courier? From the very beginning, they asked Steven Seagal to take the package from some barn in the middle of nowhere in France. And they immediately try to kill him there. What for? If the whole point was for this package, what does Steven Seagal have to do with that? Well, they entered the barn to take the package, but conveniently enough, Steven Seagal was exactly at the right time, at the right place, to hide behind a corner, to pretend he's hiding behind the corner, just standing right there with his flashing his belly.
If any of my subscribers know about weird guns, I know it's like a very niche thing to question, let me know what this is. Steven then goes to get the hot wife and her daughter to take them to safety, and some bros show up in some sweet
No, but here they are in another country. I forgot which was that, but it wasn't. It was also somewhere in Europe. But the fourth country, Norway. They were in Norway, guys. I will tell you this. The movie starts in France. You can understand that by a very poorly acted French accent of that girl, escort girl, who told that if you love me, you should be jealous. Trying to pretend she's like Van Damme. She's speaking like Van Damme. It was in France. He got the package in France. Then he moved to Poland, where he met his brother and attended his father's funeral, which was not mentioned. Well, it was mentioned, but I don't understand what it had to do with anything in this movie. The rest, the mansion, the rich guy and his wife, they live in Germany. So he teleports to Germany, then back to Poland to speak to his brother in the bar, then back to Germany to sneak in the mansion. So he travels there like at a nearby shop. Oh, I need to have a beer with my brother. Let's go to Poland. Well, to be fair, I think that some people do really live like that. But after that, they moved to Norway, which is pretty far from Poland or France.
matching jackets.
For what?
But Steven gets there.
Couldn't they hide?
Order to take them to safety, and some bros show up.
I kinda enjoy this this video of Red Eye Reviews. Not kinda, I really do. That he did it pretty good, You know, it is pretty fun. Not all of his videos are funny. Let me put it that way. But this video is definitely in top funniest of his videos. But still, I would wish him to show off Seagal more.
Up in some sweet.
How he shoots from the shotgun. The flame out of the barrel of a shotgun appears before he even raises it. So the first shot goes to the floor. There is no hitting back from the shotgun, so it shoots like a water gun, something like that, or in laser tag.
Matching jackets, but Steven gets there, shoots,
See
misses, flail about, miss again, a little more flailing. There you go. Finally
there is no hitting back. Or they try to convince us that Steven Seagal's hands are so strong they don't allow shotgun to hit back. Because I tell you that, guys, if you don't even try to shoot a shotgun like that, don't even try. You're gonna be left without a face.
Got him. And with everybody safe, they all hug each other. Even though Steven doesn't know these people and has never met this little girl before.
And
We
they
cut to
don't
France.
know
You can
him
tell
as
it's
well.
France by the baguette sticking out of the grocery bag. They walk
And
downtown.
can tell by the washcloth stuck to the back of his head that he is not a very good person, who still takes them and brings from Norway to France. Now in France. And then where on streets they casually just walk around some areas where people can grab any child that they see and that they want. It is like in Penguins. By the way, I did want to mock Donnie a little bit about that, because I know that penguins have this tendency to take out others' childs if they lose their own. So I saw those. I would bring it up to him, by the way. Yeah. Penguins do that. And this is exactly what happens here, because this guy appears from out of nowhere, tries to snatch the girl. For what reason? The package has been... Whoever the fuck knows. What do they want from the wife or from the girl? The rich guy wanted the girl, but he's dead now. We saw that the Dunois killed him from this crooked automatic gun.
And some dude tries to kidnap the little girl right in front of them, and then he just leaves. That's strange.
That's exactly what happens with penguins. I saw that the mother can follow those kidnappers, can follow them, and even fight them. It actually happens. So I guess that Steven Seagal kinda knew that. This sounds suspicious. He kinda knew. And he thought maybe that in human life it also happens that way. Why not? This is one of theories about him being actually a penguin.
And takes this as a sign that they must be being followed. He orders them to go hide in a cafe while he checks outside. He goes back inside and they're gone. So then he thinks maybe she went to the...
What a surprise. He leaves them in the nearest cafe where the guy just a moment ago tried to kidnap the daughter. He leaves them there in front of everybody and just walks around with a gun under his belly, looking around and enjoying views.
The apartment. He goes to the apartment and who does he find? Dun fucking war. Okay, do us all a favor, Steven. Just shoot this guy somewhere besides the middle of his chest, please. Look, he even wants to go. Look how excited he is.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't wear a Kevlar. So a little punch on the chest is enough for him to die now. Why?
Steven, this dude's been shot.
Because it is Steven Seagal. Never mind that just before that, with a flashy edit, he literally killed the guy.
So many times.
Up close.
I know you're the strongest man who's ever lived, but there is no way that karate chop killed him. Fade away to black, really? Okay, I mean, he's gonna come back again, I promise you. So I guess Steven finds a letter the lady left him, and it says how she used him to escape her rich husband, and she took all the evidence with her, and then we just end here. I mean, this came out of nowhere. The movie's over.
And this goes on and back and forth for 90 or so minutes until the movie just sort of ends.
That is brilliant!
Well, that was a confusing ride. The good news is now we never have to watch that movie again. So, on to our favorite side.
Damn it was brilliant.
90 or so minutes until the movie just sort of...
Movie's over.
And this goes on and back and forth for 90 or so minutes until the movie just sort of ends.
That is brilliant!
It is.
Well, that was a confusing ride. The good news is now we never have to watch that movie again. So, on to our favorite segment, Red Eye Reacts.
Just want to talk, that's all.
Could they not oil that escalator just a little bit?
I wouldn't think Paris suits you.
Hey,
Beautiful place, man. Love this.
Yeah, real beautiful place. Maybe could use a tiny bit of decoration. Or maybe an end table for your phone.
The barn in the field where the old lady lived also didn't have anything that represents that anyone can live there. The rich guy mansion also doesn't have any furniture. Hell, they didn't place the bathtub in the middle of an empty room without any pipes or water connections. So, poor guys, they have to wash in those bowls.
There on the floor.
Thereby cutting off oxygen to the brain. And when the brain dies, Mr. Weber,
His neck is so thick, I feel like he's just gonna swing and dangle around for a really long time.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's go. Frank, it's not gonna work for you. Your neck's too thick, buddy. Tie a chair to me. Tie a chair to me.
Easy.
It is a little bit, yeah, it is embarrassing and so out of touch. They just go to a toilet, to the dearest bathroom in this train station. He begins to pee in front of his kidnapper. The kidnapper wants to open the package right there instead of delivering it, or I don't know. Yeah, probably would be a good idea to check it right here and right now, because Steven is unable to properly deliver the package he's supposed to deliver to people he's supposed to deliver. And then he out of the blue just keeps on saying easy, easy. Don't poop there. It is only for other purposes.
I know it looks like I edited this. I didn't. Okay, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but the gun in your left hand will defeat the purpose of the one in your right hand. Wait, where did the dead lady go? Did this lady just drag the dead one into like a closet and start her shift?
They just respawn there.
I mean, she's dead, but I need this job.
You know I'm not a talkative man, but I'll say this.
This should be on a t-shirt. This is Steven Seagal's motto. I know I'm not a talkative man, but I will say this. That, it's perfect.
A lot of good it should do now. All the real evidence was destroyed.
Oh, I assure you, this evidence is beyond repair as well. And fun fact at the end of the movie, that is a regular-sized boat. Okay. Thank you.
I wonder what this guy in the cockpit or behind the wheel sees. He has to stare at something JCVD is very proud of.
That is a regular-sized boat. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Please subscribe if you haven't.
How often you guys go...
And fun fact at the end of the movie...
and sit like that in boats that are actually going somewhere. Why are they all dressed like they are in the Matrix? We are all in the Matrix, aren't we? Because Seagal believes he wouldn't have been a much better Neo than Keanu. Do you doubt that? It's the kind of belief that's right up there with him thinking that he's funny. Yeah, and let's be real. This kind of clothing was pretty popular back then those days. Just remember Blade, Underworld, Half Past Dead. with all of those bad guys, right? Yeah, all of them were dressed up like Neo and Trinity. Seagal committed to fettering his neck after the General Bell incident, so he couldn't be choked out again. General Bell incident. Keep on forgetting. I keep on encountering this name, but I keep forgetting what is the incident about. What the hell does easy mean? I just tried to explain what it could mean. Guys, I kept fridge out of electricity just for you to not to hear this awesome sounds, but for too long. It is pretty hot in here. Finally, about Seagal can fit in. He can't. That's why he is sitting outside. I think that this is the only place he can for his bottom. It's the only place where there is enough space. That captain wouldn't be able to see anything past Seagal. Everything has its price. If you want Seagal to ship with you, you have to give some sacrifices. To be accurate, he didn't fit in, he sit on it. Exactly. Guys, I think that we'll meet real soon again. Don't know about tomorrow, but maybe. Right now I'm working on my next video, and it's going to be ready much sooner than previous one. I don't know about the weekend, but before that I used to make videos once at 8 days, so probably I will do my best to do it that way. And I don't know if I want to spill the beans about what is going to be, but I'm gonna keep it under 15 minutes. For you it might seem like 15 minutes or 19 minutes doesn't play a huge role, but if it is lower than 15 minutes, it for some reason I think that it is considered a shorter video. Well, it is above 15 minutes. Psychologically, it's considered a pretty long video to watch. And I appreciate all of you guys who watch those online streams. In the first place, those of you guys who watch online streams, doesn't matter what you watch them for. Even if you just turn them on to get asleep, right? Really appreciate those of you guys who watch all the videos from the beginning to the end. It means a lot, even though they are sometimes too long to watch at full length. And definitely appreciate those of you who can show up on an online stream and whom I can talk to online, like in real time. That's a good experience. And of course, to those of you guys who press like buttons under videos. All of you guys mentioned here and are the best. I'm not saying that those who watch only half of video are not good. I love you too. But you know, priority is priority. Ah, okay. LaBelle is the stuntman who made Seagal poop his pants from a chokeout. Heard about that. Is it true though? I kinda somewhere I heard about that. Yeah, probably maybe on a stream. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Hold on. I know where I know it from. Okay, I have to spill a bean. I'm making a video about Marked for Death, and and it was one of the facts on this for this movie when Seagal bragged about him being capable of resisting choking. Yes, that's one. Not on line stream. I saw it there. Okay. So Steven Seagal bragged about him being so tough he can't be choked, and actually told Dan Alexander it pretty much proves your point about him actually believing he is best at everything, because without any proof, just being straight up in his 30s, 35, his first movie was when he was 30 or 35, something like that. At that age, being so sure that you are capable of doing anything, this is next level of idiotism. Because I can understand people who think that at the age of 10, at the age of 15, you can think that you are capable. If you are drunk enough, you think you are capable of doing most of things. But being in this illusion and believing that in this mature age throughout the whole of your life is something we can all be going towards too. So the Viking Samurai has about 3 videos on that incident. Nice information, because right after I make a review for Marked for Death, I'm going to make a video of making this movie. Just like I made the video about making of Bill of the Beast and Exit Wounds. And if you guys know any movies of Steven Seagal that have featurettes and behind the scenes footages, I'm really interested in this kind of stuff, and I really like make videos about this kind of stuff, like how those videos were made. This behind of scenes is sometimes while watching videos, while watching movies and making videos about Steven Seagal's movies, I wonder how were they made? What was the thought process of people who were on set? Who were those people, and how did it look like? How Steven Seagal, in all of his mess, can stand in front of many people? You can understand that the set, it is crowded. There's a cameraman, all the staff, other makeup artists, and the director, of course, and all of those technicians, and in front of them all Steven Seagal stands and does this. For me, this is fascinating. So if you know, guys, if you know which movies of Steven Seagal has featurette and behind the scenes, maybe you know which DVD to look for to retrieve those, because it is not that easy. Marks for Death, okay, it is on YouTube. It has to be enhanced. I will have to enhance the quality of the footage, but still, it is available to watch. By the way, the altercation between Seagal and Bell took place in the Marked for Death set. Not here we go. Here we go, then Alexander. That's what I was talking about. I believe Half Past Dead also has footage of behind the scenes, and then how, of course, most of the talk is about Nia Peoples, the chick who beat up Ja Rule, not about Seagal. What? They made a featurette and behind the scenes about this girl, this underworld wannabe. That's a bummer. But if it really is there, I will check it out, because Half Past Dead is kind of fresh still in my mind. Thanks a lot. And if you do know others, also guys, let me know. Till the next time. Cheers.